Hey, what's going on guys? Jimmy here with One Road. Today I'm going to be installing this Auxbeam 9006 LED replacement headlight. This headlight says that it is 4,000 lumens, so this should be interesting. I will be installing it on my 95 GMC Suburban. Now, if you're like me and you hate the look of the stock headlights, not only because of the color, but because they are so dim, then you might want to look into these. I found these suckers on Amazon. They seem to be pretty good. They got great reviews and the price was right. I watched a couple of other YouTubers install these things and they seem to get pretty good results. One thing I did learn is you can get either what's called a solid state or fanless system, which is what this is, or you can get a system with a fan in it. For me personally, the fan sounds a little bit too loud. Whenever I would watch the videos of people installing the lights with the fans on them, they just sound like a high-pitched whining sound. I didn't want to have that bleeding into the cab. So I went with these fanless units and hopefully they work great. Apparently they do, according to the reviews. I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description below this video for these exact lights. Other than that, let's get started. Okay, so the first order of business is going to be to remove the actual headlight unit. All right, so for the headlight removal, I'll be using my vintage Makita 12-volt drill. Found this thing at a thrift store and I'm super stoked about it. I'm using it for everything I can use it for just because it's so cool. So you're gonna see in the top of the headlight, two long bolts. This is one here and this is one here. These are 5mm. Go ahead and just remove those. These should come right out. Don't lose them. I'm gonna put them back exactly as I got them. So I'll set this one here. I'll set the other one there. Now, the headlight should just come right out somewhat like that. Let's see, maybe hanging up on a clip here. So with the headlight fully removed, you can see the two holes, one there and one there, where the mounting or holding screws actually go. So that's just where you're gonna need to line it up when you put this thing back together. And you can see the two bulbs here. One is high and one is low. If you look closely, you might be able to make out, there's two letters there that say HB. You can definitely see it on this one here. This one actually says LB down there. Hopefully you can make that out. That's for low beam. So this side's gonna be our low beam. So here you can see the difference in these bulbs. The back of the Auxbeam bulb is a heat sink and it's got a cord with the female part of the plug here. Now this female part basically matches the old plug or the old light here, but it's just not gonna be sitting in the same position, which is totally fine. So next thing we're gonna do is actually unplug. There we go. We should be able to just twist this light here. Wow. That was actually vacuum sealed. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that, but I heard a definite vacuum coming in there when I took this thing out. There is the old bulb. Nothing wrong with it. Just low powered and yellow, but hey, if you like that, you like that. So the Auxbeam, obviously, because of the heat sink, is a much bigger rear end basically, and a little bit longer on the bulb, just a little bit. I think it should be fine though. So there definitely is a method to the madness here. This bulb, you want to make sure that the LEDs are facing side to side. So if you can see, when this thing is locked in position, you want the LEDs this way instead of this way. If they're this way, they're not going to be projecting against the reflective part of the interior of the light. With the LEDs side to side, there's going to be much more reflective material and provide a much greater beam from the headlight. So you're going to want to make sure that when you put these in and lock them into position, that they are correct. And I think this is not the correct way, but I'll show you what that looks like. Now, hopefully you can make it out in there, but the LEDs there are not facing the correct direction. They're kind of diagonally up and down. So we're gonna take it back out and relock it into a different position. So let's do this again. Okay. Not sure if this is gonna be the same with everybody's, but you can see the orientation of my heatsink here is pretty much vertical. So there you can see the bulb. LEDs there are in a side-to-side pattern, and that's what we want. All right, so after you have the bulb installed, all you're gonna do is take your female end of the plug and plug it right in. A lot of people like to use dielectric grease in the fittings here. I don't currently have that, so I'm not going to do it now, but I can always come back and do that later. and it fits right in there. The test is now going to be whether this whole assembly will fit back in there, and it should, because it looks like I have plenty of room. All right, well, I'm just gonna stuff this wire back here the best way that I can. Get it out of the way. Go ahead and insert the housing. Wow, guys, this is just daylight, and you can see the difference in these bulbs already. Beautiful color coming out of that Auxbeam on the passenger side. And you can see the driver's side has the original bulb still in. Pay no attention to the angle of the lights. Obviously, I have not connected them in or aimed them properly, but look at that. And we are gonna do a nighttime reveal as well, showing the before and after. But that so far is looking fantastic. Wow, guys, take a look at that. That is full install. Bulbs are installed. Headlights are reinstalled, and they look great. All right, guys, this is the moment of truth here. I'm gonna shut my garage door, and we are gonna see what these Auxbeam LED headlights look like. No headlights on, you can see no lights on at all. So here's the first set of lights. That is just my running lights there. Here we go with the headlights. Whoa! That looks cool. Whoa. Okay, so you might have just seen a big color shift in the screen. This is actually correct now. What happens when in a camera is when there's a white balance that's automatically set basically, and it takes a second for it to kick in and kind of realize that the scene needs to be corrected. But it looks like from what I'm seeing with my own eyes to what I'm looking at in the back of the camera here, it looks pretty accurate. Okay, I'm going to do something here, and this is called exposure compensation. I'm gonna turn down the exposure on my camera 2 full stops. And that's so you can kind of see the beam of light coming out of my headlights, which actually looks pretty nice. There's a nice hot spot, and then you can see it's spread left and right there. So I think that looks pretty dang good. These lights look really good. I think my passenger side light is up way too high, but we are going to head down a dark road here with no street lights. And what I'll do, okay, so this road has a slight downhill to it, but I'll turn these things off. Okay, so here, they're off now, and we are going to turn them on. Boom. Look how bright that is, man. All right, guys, so it's a little windy out here, so I apologize for that, but I thought I'd give you a nice view of what this thing looks like, and boy, do those headlights look amazing on this truck. I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the exposure like I did before, just so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. Wow, with the orange and then the slightly blue headlights, that just looks so good to me. That just looks amazing. Super clear, it looks really modern. All right, let's go ahead and turn this exposure comp back up. And that's the truck, guys, 1995 GMC Suburban. Love this thing, 4-wheel drive. It's only got 70,000 miles on it. Pretty bright, guys, that's pretty awesome. What do you think? Comment below. That thing just looks killer like that. I love it. Absolutely love it. Man, I love these things so much, I'm gonna have to get some for the high beams too. All right, guys, lots of videos coming up. Subscribe, stay tuned. Peace out.